in a long time, so we're going to try and rectify that. First, a couple of housekeeping things. Number one, Chapter 24, I am considering dropping. Everybody clap. What happened was I randomized the questions and completely forgot that was a lot of questions. So it was my fault entirely. I will probably drop it completely. I still haven't gone through all the grades yet, but so far it's looking pretty bad. Secondly is Chapter 25 will not be randomized. I put this on the assignment page. So you should be able to go through it a little bit at a time rather than doing everything all at once. And then you can save as you go, taking the assignment down in smaller chunks rather than having to do all the assignments in one big, huge pile. So I'm hoping that helps. Neoplasms is what we're going over tonight. It is a huge chapter again, so I'm trying to break it down, make it easier to learn, easier to understand. There's a couple highlights that I want to pinpoint, and I've got a whiteboard to help me out, so let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, fabulous whiteboard. The first thing we're going to go over is the neoplasm table. In the alphabetical index, you'll see this big, thick, black section called neoplasm. And what it has is a table that has the site by brain, or, like it'll have brain, breast, all that stuff. And then it'll have malignant. It'll have the primary site, which we'll go over a little bit, the secondary, and then in situ. Okay, so just to remind you from midterm and any other classes you might have had, if a cancerous cell metastasizes, it's going to go from one place, the primary site, to another place, which is the secondary site, or it could be in situ, which means in place. So basically it hasn't moved. So this is the malignant section, and then next to it, it's got three more. It's got benign, which basically means non-malignant, uncertain behavior, running out of room here, uncertain behavior, which is going to be that the physician doesn't really know if it's malignant or benign, and then unspecified, which basically means they don't say. That's very rare. Most of the ones that I've run into are either uncertain behavior or benign. A couple in family practice have been malignant. If you go to an oncologist, I'm sure you'll bump into it a lot. So that's the neoplasm table, kind of an overview, how to read it. I want to go over the process of metastasizing in a little bit more detail. I'd highly recommend you read page 380 several times. Okay, get to know it well. So here's kind of how it works: is if we have cancerous cells, they're going to spread, okay, to another place. And then they're going to spread again, hopefully not, but if they do, to another place. The point of origin is known as the primary site. Okay? And then this is, usually they won't mention a middle site, they'll mention the end point, and this is known as the secondary site. Okay? Occasionally they'll do the whole chain, in which case you do the primary site out of this primary column, and then all of the other ones out of the secondary column. Okay? A lot of times they won't tell you which one's primary, which one's secondary. They'll say cancer of the lung and brain. Okay? There's a code that you need to know, and this is why I recommend page 380 is 199.1, and that is you don't know what the order is. Basically, you can look it up. You're going to become very familiar with that code. There's, I think, probably about 10 to 15 questions in the assignment that actually that have that code in them. The last thing we're going to go over is prophylactic, which, in case you don't know, prophylactic is just you're doing it ahead of time before it becomes a problem. Organ removal. Okay, we do not use neoplasm codes for this. We're going to use 3 V codes. Okay, The first one we're going to use is V50.4X, X being fifth digit. What it's going to do is it's going to tell us, this is the section that tells us which organ is going to be removed. I need to back up a little bit. Prophylactic organ removal, specifically when it's due to genetic susceptibility, especially due to like a family history, this is kind of the order that it goes. The second one is going to be V84.0X, okay? And then that's going to be the genetic susceptibility, and then V16 point X, 1 through 9, which is the whole family history thing. So this is the organ, this is the genetic susceptibility, and this is the family history. Okay? Those are the three big things that I think will be the most helpful. So, like I said, I apologize for being out. Real life hit me. So I'll try to make up for it and bring it back, and we'll take care of Chapter 24. That was just a snafu on my part. And then we'll do better on 25. So keep up the good work, and I'll talk to you guys later.